Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. We've been talking about Jesus and all of his human qualities, talking about his emotions and his temptations and everything that helped him identify with us. And I'm hoping that by studying it, we can identify with him more and not only see him as our Savior, but see him as our example as well. So today we're coming from Mark 15, and I'll let you know what verse I stopped reading at. I'm actually going to pick up where I left off yesterday. And yesterday we left off with the 24th verse that said, and they nailed him to the cross. We stopped with the beginning of that. And so we're reading from the Message Bible. And it says, um, and they nailed him to the cross. They divided up his clothes and threw dice to see who would get them. They nailed him up at 9 o'clock in the morning. They had been torturing him all night long. The charge against him, the King of the Jews, was printed on a poster. Along with him, they crucified two criminals, one to his right and the other to his left. People passing along the road jeered, shaking their heads in mock lament. You bragged that you could tear down the temple and then rebuild it in 3 days. So show us your stuff. Save yourself. If you're really God's son, come down from that cross. The high priest, along with the religion scholars, were right there mixing it up with the rest of them, having a great time poking fun at him. He saved others, but he can't save himself. Messiah, is he? King of Israel? Then let him climb down from that cross. We'll all become believers then. Even the men crucified alongside him joined in the mockery. So we're going to stop right there. That is the 32nd verse. Um, and what I want us to get out of today, well, first of all, like I said, they had literally been beating him, whipping him, torturing him, plucking out his beard, put a crown of thorns on his head, spitting on him, slapping him, everything you can think of. Oof. Everything you can think of, they were doing to him all night long. Has anybody ever lost sleep trying to mess you up? Everybody might not be able to relate to that, but some of us can. Where people just think up ways to get at you. I won't even say to get back at you, because most times when somebody does that, the other party is innocent. But even if they were guilty, yeah, even if you were guilty, has anybody ever stayed up, gone overboard just to try to make your life miserable? So they've been doing that all night long. It's 9 o'clock in the morning when they nail him to the cross. And that in and of itself, being nailed to a cross, fully aware. No, it's not like they gave him a sedative and knocked him out and then killed him. No, they nailed him to the cross. And then they start all this taunting. If you are who you say you are, then save yourself. If you really God's son, come down from that cross. Right along in here is where you got to really hold yourself. Do you hear me? Right along in here is where you got to realize that the ones who know, know. And whoever doesn't know, it don't even matter, because he could have come down. He could have. He could have come down, but he relinquished himself to his humanity. He decided that he was going to walk in his manness and not his godness, in the sense that he was going to allow himself to stay there. The thing is, he didn't get punked into showing them who he was. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes, man, you just got to let them talk. Just let them say what they're going to say, do what they're going to do. You have got to stay in your position. Don't lose your position trying to prove somebody else wrong. No, because when you take the time to try to prove somebody else wrong, you get off course. You get out of line to try to prove that somebody else is lying. It'll all come out. It'll all come out. And if it doesn't, it was part of the plan. It was part of the plan. Don't be tricked into doing something to prove yourself. Just be yourself. Now that was good. Don't get tricked into trying to prove yourself. Just be yourself. Man, I hear you, Lord. I hear you. I don't think I've been trying to prove myself. But man, that hit somewhere. So I'm going to take note. I just gotta be myself. I just gotta be myself. And when I'm myself, when I just be, that is from that place that God has ordained. That is from that authentic, just raw place where we are who God said we are. Yeah, that was good. Don't prove yourself. Be yourself. That's what Jesus did. And that's what we need to do. Y'all, this has been One More Minute with Marcy. I will be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing inspiration. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you gotta flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future. I love you.